This podcast is brought to you by our friends at Minimal Case. Minimal is so excited about the Pixel 4, they're giving you 25% off your order for the brand new Pixel 4 case that you're going to pick up. The Pixel 4 is beautiful, and you want a case that is so thin and light, it'll keep that phone as beautiful as the day you bought it. And to make that even sweeter, here's 25% off your order. Just use promo code DIGITPIXEL4 at checkout, because this is a Digit Daily and you're celebrating the Pixel 4. But you can use this code for any case for any phone. Once again, go to mnmlcase.com and use promo code DGITPixel and the number 4 to get 25% off your order, and we thank them for sponsoring this podcast. Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Doud here, closing out another week of tech madness. And what a week it's been, right? We got the Pixel, and space, and Facebook's freedom of speech, and all sorts of goodies in there. But regardless of what else happened this week, today's news blows them all out of the water, so let's get to it. It is October 18th, 2019, and this is your Digit Daily. Motorola is one of the longest-running companies in mobile and communications in general, and as such, it has a special place in the heart of technology enthusiasts such as myself. It has created some of the most iconic tools in the communications trade, including the extremely popular Motorola RAZR phone. But lately, Motorola has been flying under the radar a bit, not really competing in the flagship space. The last couple of Moto Z phones were a bit more mid-rangey, designed to compete on price rather than specs. Interestingly, though, Motorola did introduce the 5G Moto mod, which made the Moto Z4 the first consumer-available 5G phone on the market. And now, it looks like Moto is jumping into the foldables game with a relaunch of the famed Moto RAZR line. Invitations went out for an event in November, and while the RAZR name isn't specifically mentioned, the invitation says, quote, highly anticipated unveiling of a reinvented icon, and oh, you're gonna flip. The invitation features an animated GIF that looks a little like an old Moto RAZR phone peeling away from a new device underneath, although if you ask me, it kind of looks like an unpeeling chocolate banana, which I wouldn't be opposed to if I'm totally honest. We've seen rumors, patents, speculation, and renders of this phone for months now, and now it looks like we'll actually be able to see the product. Rumor has it that this will be a clamshell phone that opens vertically to become a full-size smartphone, and there will be a second, smaller screen on the outside to display things like notifications, etc. Basically, it'll be a RAZR phone, but with a folding screen and Android. Unfortunately, we don't have many more details other than that, so we're going to have to wait and see what Moto has up its sleeve. We'll surely have the full story for you in November, but for now, let's dive into a bit of digit intelligence, shall we? Edgar Cervantes is Android Authority's resident camera guru, and he's put together a list that is fairly niche, but still could be valuable to you, my dear listeners. The best smartphone gimbals you can buy today. A smartphone gimbal is a stabilization device that lets you do some cool things like create videos that are smooth like butter. As Edgar says, hand-holding a device while recording can come with unexpected movements, jumps, and trips. Add shaky hands to the equation, and any smartphone will need some help keeping footage steady. So, Edgar gives us his top 3 picks. First up is the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. DJI is famous for its drone technology, but you know what drones do a lot? Shake. So, to stabilize that drone footage that you're always shooting, DJI had to invent some gimbal tech, and boy did it! So it built that into stabilizers for cameras, and the Osmo Mobile 3 is the latest and greatest. It's small, lightweight, folds up tiny, and has a 15-hour battery life. At $119, this is a great deal, and fun fact, I'll be picking up one of these for myself in the not-too-distant future. Next up is the FreeFly Movie Cinema Robot, which claims to achieve clips that would otherwise require a full crew to capture. That's not a small thing. FreeFly is very popular among the Hollywood movie maker crowd, and FreeFly built that same technology into its consumer model. Plus, it has a unique design that allows you to just set it down anywhere when you need, or you can mount it onto a tripod for those time-lapse shots. At $299, it's more expensive to be sure, but this is also very solidly built and ready for adventure. That's PR speak for it won't break. Finally, for the budget crowd, we have the Evo Shift, which comes in at $99. Edgar notes that the build quality is not really up there with the other two on this list, but it does feature 10 hours of battery life and can charge your phone while you're using it, which is handy. Where most of the cost savings comes into its modes, passing on modes like time-lapse or panorama, and instead it sticks to more basic follow and lock modes. Overall, if you want to step up your video game, a gimbal is a great way to do it. Personally, with my gymnast daughter and ninja warrior son, I hope to use this a lot in my personal life as well as my professional life. But enough about me, let's jump into the roundup! So, you know how we talked yesterday about how the Pixel 4 review devices had the ability to unlock even though you were asleep, and we speculated that the feature might come with the consumer-shipped devices? Yeah, LOL, no, they're not, by the way. There is no fingerprint sensor, so you're gonna use Face Unlock and you're gonna like it, and oh, I forgot one thing. Suck it! That's what Google said. Not exactly like that, but still, that's what Google said. Apple has made the Apple lifestyle its business. Many people buy Apple products just because Apple makes them. Case in point, AirPods, the prosecution rests. But Apple ain't got nothing on Supreme. We've talked about Supreme before. They're a clothing line that makes and sells branded stuff that people go bat crap crazy for. Their latest offering, a dumb phone with a VGA camera and 3G connectivity for $60, that sold out in literal seconds. On the secondary market, these are already going for $200 and up. The reason? The Supreme logo on the side of it. Ha! Engadget has the full story, and let's just say, if you want to call iPhone fans sheep, they ain't got nothing on Supreme. Mark Zuckerberg made a live stream speech yesterday about free speech and its place in society. A lot of critics suggest that Zuck spoke for 35 minutes and didn't actually say anything. Similarly, a lot of critics of my podcast say the same thing. How about that? Zuck also tried to inject a little bit of revisionist history into Facebook, claiming that he started the Facebook to help people talk about the Iraq War. Zuck, I hate to tell you this, but everyone knows why you started Facebook. They made a movie about it. Protesters in Lebanon hit the streets in a nationwide protest over a suggested tax on video calls in WhatsApp. What? Digging into the Reuters story reveals that, sure, WhatsApp might have been the inciting incident, but it was definitely the straw that broke the camel's back. There are some real problems going on over there, people, and if you honestly think that WhatsApp is the excuse for people blocking roads with piles of burning tires, I'm going to go ahead and say you might be part of the problem. And finally, Xerox, also known as the only truck that will get you that coveted X in the Road Trip alphabet game, has chosen its inaugural color of the year. Clear. What? The first time Xerox chooses to highlight a color for an entire year and it picks no color at all. Some may argue that clear isn't a color, while others may argue that this is a bold choice. I kind of argue that it's a wimpy way out. Maybe in 2021, Xerox can pick an actual color, but for now, I think Xerox's color of the year will go pretty much the same as clear itself, largely unnoticed. And for God's sakes, put more trucks on the road in the summertime, will you? So that's going to do it for today's Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on Digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave a review, and don't forget to tell your friends about DigitDailyPod.com. Once again, I'm Adam Doud, Dead Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again on Monday.